Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. So I have not done a whole lot of grocery hauls in the past, but I've had people ask me how we shop. And also I did go through my fridges, go through my freezers over the last couple days and how I'm trying to use up stuff before Virginia and Waylon come. So our grocery budget for the household is $1,100. How that works is I feed the 10 people who, like me, my husband, 8 kids, every meal. I feed Mimi a lot of meals. Mimi is Mark's mom. I feed my mom, I don't know, depends on the week, but she eats a third to a half of the meals with us. So how it works is my mom occasionally buys stuff at a different store for us because there's a store that has like really good sale prices. She'll buy that occasionally, and then her and I are just kind of even with the stuff that I purchase for her through this. And then Mamie picks stuff she wants and she gives me money for what she's getting for snacks and that type of thing. And yeah, all of that stuff. Daddy also can put snacks on the Walmart app. We all have, like, I have the Walmart app on my phone. Mark has the Walmart app on his phone. And Naomi has the Walmart app on her phone because of her special diet. Sometimes there's something she'll put on the app too. So that's how it works. $1,100 is for breakfast, lunch, supper, and all snacks for the 10 individuals who live, like the 10 immediate family, not the grandmas. So I'm trying to save some money for when Virginia and Waylon come because I want to use some of the stuff we have in the freezers so that things aren't going bad, that we don't have stuff that's been sitting on shelves downstairs or in the freezers for a long time that we're not using. So I try to go through those things on a somewhat regular basis, and I figured this was a good time to do it. So I made a meal plan for this week. I don't always make a meal plan for every week because there's a lot of stuff. Like I almost always have stuff that I can make taco bowls on hand. That would be rice and beans, possibly some kind of meat. We would always have salsa on hand. Sometimes we have sour cream, sometimes we don't. We always have cheese on hand, so that goes on there. Sometimes we have tomatoes, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have cabbage, sometimes we don't. So it just depends on what we have in the house, but I always know I can throw in rice and beans and we can have a meal. So that's how I use my pantry to be able to extend a grocery trip another day, 2, 3. Because there's so many people relying on me to get groceries and to get the food that they want, the snacks and that type of thing. We now have said it that we go shopping on Fridays. My day of the week used to be more fluid of when I was running out of things, but now we set a grocery haul for Fridays. And so we usually stick to that grocery haul. But this week, here's what I bought. I bought 4 gallons of milk, 2 things of cheese, 3 things of sour cream. I have tacos on the list a couple times, and sour cream stays good in the fridge. So I figure if I buy it, we can use it over the next couple weeks if we don't use it all right now. I bought pepperoni. I wanted to have some for the freezer because we usually have, what's it called? Mozzarella in the freezer. So that's an easy meal to make pizza. I bought ground turkey. I was totally out of ground turkey downstairs, so I bought 12. That's what I typically do. I'm only going to use probably 4 to 6 this week, but I bought 12 so that I have some in the freezer. I bought hamburger buns, which is not a typical purchase for us, but we have 2 nights that we're going to be out at odd times because we're going to a concert on Saturday night at 4 and Sunday night at 6, and that is in the middle of supper time. So I bought these. We're going to put pulled pork in the crock pot, and then we can just have hot pulled pork sandwiches when we get home. And so I just did this as an easy meal there. Actually, wait, I just told you the wrong thing. We are going to have pulled pork, but we're not having pulled pork on hamburger buns. I remembered I bought the hamburger buns because you saw me get the burger out of the freezer the other day, if you watched that video. And I bought these because I'm making burgers for Mark. That's what I'm doing. I forgot that's because Mark likes burgers. We haven't had good burgers in a long time. So I bought buns for that. Potato chips are for those days that are weird because we're having snacky meals. We are having pulled pork in there. I'll tell you the meal plan in a minute. I bought 4 packages of flour tortillas. These make a meal really easy, and I won't necessarily use these a lot, but we have a couple things coming up this week, like I said, that are going to make meals weird, and these make an easy meal real quick. I got 2 things of oatmeal. If you watched the video the other day, I have oatmeal coming from Azure Standard, but it is not coming until next Thursday, and I'm going to need oatmeal before then. So I got 2 of these. Bananas just for eating. Strawberries, I don't have any fruit in the freezer right now, so I grabbed some strawberries to put in the freezer. A package of potatoes, tomatoes to go with our taco meals, peppers to go for our snacky meals in the car. We'll cut pepper strips and that'll be one of the things. Sweet corn to make corn chowder this week, sweet potatoes, and cabbage. So I made a meal plan. I don't usually make a meal plan, but I'm trying to use up the stuff that we had down in the basement and all of that. So some of these meals might not specifically be on these days. I'm making a different meal for tonight than I had planned because my chicken, there's two reasons. My chicken is still frozen. And Naomi and Samuel are going to a political talk to the candidate type thing for AJ Joy for sheriff is what they're going to. And so I made a meal plan, but I didn't remember that when I made this meal plan. So tomorrow we're doing granola bars, pulled pork and potatoes at some point, and then late supper of string cheese, peppers, chips, snacky supper in the car. Sunday, we have church breakfast. We're going to take carrot muffins. So I found a recipe for carrot muffins that are whole wheat, like fresh milled flour. And because I'm not buying a whole bunch of stuff at the grocery and I'm using up the stuff in the freezer, I didn't have any of the fruit I normally put in my muffins. So I looked up a carrot muffin recipe and it kind of tastes like carrot cake. There's a cream cheese frosting you go put on top. It's really good. We will do grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, not together, separate, when we get home from church on Sunday. And then on Sunday, we're going to do an early supper. So we'll eat supper in the car or right before we go to the concert on Sunday. And so that's why I bought the flour tortillas because we're going to do burritos. Monday breakfast, we'll do carrot muffins. We will have burgers and hot dogs and pasta salad for lunch on Monday. And then Monday night, we're going to do leftovers. It's always good to plan some leftover days in your meal plan because you never know how many you're going to have in the fridge. Tuesday, we're going to do granola. We're going to make corn chowder and bread, and then Tuesday night tacos. Wednesday, we will do granola, stir fry for lunch, and then leftovers for supper. And then you were touching your own chest. I thought I was doing something. And then Thursday, we'll do granola, taco bar, and eggs and biscuits for supper. I wrote down on the meal plan that sometimes you just want something different than what you've planned, or just an extra meal like, oh, we wanted to invite someone, but I just had leftovers planned. I need some more. So that's why I bought the pepperonis and extra cheese because we could always do pizza or we could always do mac and cheese to make an easy meal in between things. So that's what I bought for this week. Some of this stuff is going to last longer than this week, like the turkey, the sour cream, the pepperonis. Pepperonis go well in the freezer. If you don't know, pepperonis last a long time in the freezer, and then you just pull them out and let them thaw enough to put on your pizza. And so like the strawberries, I don't even have on the plan for this week. I just want to make sure I had some fruit in the house. So yeah, that's what I got. My fridge is pretty empty. So I'm going to go put this stuff away and then make a quick supper so these guys can get out to their thing tonight. We'll see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.